Hey, me, Kayla. Okay, so during this video, I want to talk about IVF. Just kidding. I want to talk about who to talk with about IVF or where to find other people to talk to IVF with. So, when I was first starting IVF, I didn't know anything about it. Usually, if you don't have a reason to know about it, if you've never known anybody who's done it, nobody in your life has done IVF or anything like that, you might not know anything. So I want to talk about where do you figure out what's going on. So you will have educational modules or, one-on-one with your doctor about the process of IVF. But what I found was really beneficial was three things. One, YouTube. There are lots of people posting their IVF journeys on YouTube, and you can learn a lot from them. I always found it very heartfelt and just inspiring. That's what I hope to be. Heartfelt and inspiring and informative, because everybody is different and there is definitely somebody out there that is going through the same thing as you or has been through the same thing as you. And you can kind of see what they did, what their experience was, what tests they had done, if the results were different than yours, or maybe they're the same. And the next one is Reddit. So there's an IVF Reddit page. And there's tons and tons and tons of information there. And you could post there. You could post a question. You could talk about your test results. You can see, hey, does anybody have a similar situation than mine? Because there is somebody out there that can resonate with what you have to say, that will resonate with what you have to say. Because even if you guys don't have the same obstacles, all of the same obstacles, you might have one similar obstacle. Like, say, you both are dealing with MFI, right, or male factor infertility, and you have the same type. Maybe you won't need to know more about a TESE, and then somebody's like, oh, my husband went through that. This was our experience. And you could talk to a bunch of different people that all went through TESEs, or husbands that went through TESEs, and you can find out what their experience was and kind of what to expect, on a personal level, not just on a doctor level where they give you all the doctor jargon. And I found that extremely, extremely helpful. Now, here is a warning about the IVF Reddit page. I lived in that subreddit for the whole year and a half. Well, no, probably like a year. I didn't find it until a little bit, but I lived there for a year. And people who post most of the people who post are people who are struggling. Now, so it can get a little down in the dumps to see, heartbreaking, like story after heartbreaking story, a little depressing post after depressing post. There's IVF positivity subreddit, if you just want positivity. But in the regular IVF subreddit, there is a lot of heartache there. There's a lot of longing there and sorrow, honestly, because everybody wants so badly to find success. And I was one of those people as well. And it helped me to be there when I was going through it because I really felt like a kinship with these people. We're all going through the same thing. We all want the same thing. And so those posts made me feel less alone because I felt like at every turn we had setbacks. We had, disappointments. And I really wanted to talk about them without feeling like I'm bringing everybody down. And it's nice just to talk to people who understand. So that's number 2. So number 1, YouTube. Number 2, Reddit, subreddit, IVF subreddit, or IVF positivity subreddit. Now, the third one is bloggers. So you can go online and find bloggers who have been through IVF, and a lot of times they'll also have a YouTube or an Instagram or, some other social media platform that they are sharing their story on. And it is so nice to see somebody's story. I just love that. I love how personal it is. And I've always loved being able to see like an individual person's journey. I know that the word is a little triggering for some people sometimes, but I love it, especially because most of the time these people, they do find success. So even though it's a long, hard road, you will have, some valleys and some peaks. A lot of times it feels like you're in the valley forever and you're never going to get to the top. But then you finally find a plateau. You find they're like, oh, I'm going to live here now. And I hope that makes sense. Probably not. My brain doesn't work very good sometimes. But yeah, those are the three places that I would go to find people that are going through IVF. Now, I can't really recommend anybody right now because all the people that I followed had success, right? And for me, I really wanted, when I was going through IVF, I really wanted to find somebody who had not yet had success because I could relate to that person more. So that was what I wanted. But, some of these people are going to have to do IVF again to find success again, right? So one of those people is Matt Dingle that I follow and watch. And I think, she's so brave. She shares so much of her life. She's an amazing blogger, YouTuber. And her husband and her just seem like the perfect match. Very cute couple, beautiful family, wonderful daughter, cozy Maine life. So I would recommend watching her because I know she has talked about planning on having another baby, and they would have to go through IVF again. They actually went through a loss this year, which, I feel obviously makes me want to cry. But my heart goes out to them, to her, because I know what it's like to suffer a loss, as many women do, and it's something that you never forget. You don't want to forget it because you want to honor that life. But yeah, and then also perhaps Shannon Anderson. She has 3 kids now. I followed her on YouTube as well. I know this is very YouTube focused, but she has 3 kids now, and she had to do IVF to have 2 of her children. No, yes, 2 of her children. She got pregnant spontaneously for her second one. Like, Hail Mary, and it worked. Amazing. Good for them. She's the cutest family. And so those are 2 that I follow that I know are, well, I don't know if Shannon Anderson's going to try to have another baby. But she does say she has baby fever, so we'll see. So I do follow those 2 YouTubers. I used to follow It's Kelsey's Life. She doesn't post anymore. She had great IVF content back in the day, and she struggled through a lot of loss. Her and her husband did, and then she found success finally after such a long, hard road. And she always stayed really positive. I always admired her for putting it out there, being positive. Of course, she did have videos where she was crying and talking about everything that she went through because it's so tumultuous and hard, and she was just really real and put it all out there, and I loved watching her and her family grow. And then she spontaneously got pregnant for her second baby. Who knew? Oh my God. So that was like surprising, most surprising for her family probably, but also for me. You always hear about it, and then bam, you kind of know somebody. Not that, we know the people that are on social media, but you feel like you do when you follow them. You feel like you know them. But yeah, so she doesn't post anymore. She's doing her thing. I think she stays at home. Actually, I think she does like Disney trips. So if you need a Disney trip, you can reach out to her. I think her stuff is still posted on YouTube, but she doesn't make videos anymore. I just checked it the other day, and she said, I used to make YouTube videos and I don't anymore. That's like what's on her page. I'm like, oh wow, she's really out. So yeah, and then another person, I want to give a shout out as well to Brittany Elizabeth RN. I think she's done having babies. I'm not really sure because she literally just posted a video and she had a baby. And she had to take a break from social media, I want to say like a year ago because she had a loss. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, we all know how that feels, those of us who have gone through it. And I understand that. Like, it's so draining on your mental health, your emotional health, your physical well-being. Your body goes through so much. So I understand why she had to take a break, but she has some really good videos that I loved watching. And she's a nurse, so she talks a lot about health and fitness and like nutrition and things like that, which I found very helpful. And obviously, you know, she's an actual nurse, so she is a healthcare provider, and I trust healthcare providers, I really do. And I loved her content. So congratulations, she just had another baby. I don't know if she's going to have any more. I think those are the only embryos that she had. I don't think she has any more embryos. So TBD. I don't know about that. But those are 3 YouTubers that I really enjoyed watching their stories, going through IVF, and they've all found success, which is wonderful. And yeah, so those are my tips for where to find more people to talk to IVF about. You can also talk to me. You can talk to me about IVF. I love talking about IVF because it's just something that I went through, and I became extremely, I don't want to say obsessed. That probably makes me seem crazy as I widen my eyes. But I really dug deep and tried to find as much information as I possibly could, which is something that I do whenever I do something that I need reassurance about. I just try to find as much information as possible, and that really comforts me. So I really tried to read as much as possible about IVF when I was going through it, so that I would have a good knowledge base and kind of know about any curveballs that came my way, which of course there's always stuff that's going to come up that you can't prepare for. But for some reason in my brain, I get overconfident and I think I've read a billion stories about IVF and I know even like secret weird little things that other people don't know about. Look at me. And then you get surprised and you get humbled. So I hope you like this video. And if you are going through IVF, know that you're not alone. And I hope you're able to find some people either in your own life or online that can help you feel less alone, and know that we're in this together. You can do it. You're extremely strong and brave and beautiful. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.